What a cluster. You guys were scared. I was scared right there. I was actually scared. I thought I was like, oh my God. Felt like the market. Shit's going down. It's not cool. What we got M for the house. Let me pull him up here. What's up, man? My good
What's
dude.
up? Everything's burning to the ground. X is dead.
Holy shimoli.
Tesla's down
Market's
10%.
mayhem.
Elon rough Monday.
Oh, I mean, a case of the Mondays is, I mean, that's an understatement here, man. That's for sure. So I don't even know. Where do you guys want to get started? What a day. What a day is for sure. Yes. Technical difficulty Mondays. I mean, this is just this is I don't even
That
I'm
was
not
an underrated comment there. Technical difficulty Mondays.
yeah. Dude, I'm looking at the market. I'm like, ugh, I don't know. I sold some puts so far. I mean, we're at my levels, and there's this one stock, by the way, that is just making 52-week highs literally right now as we speak, and I'm like, this thing has no business, and I just want to short it so bad. And yes, the name of the stock is IBM. It just does
Is this
not
your
make.
Wyckoff?
Is it what?
Is this your Wyckoff though? A little wick
It's
higher?
very possible, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it could even go higher first, but I mean, that's what do you call that? Like, it's not hopium's not even right. It's like, oh God, oh God, I just don't understand. What a day, you guys! What a day. My hoodie is just in the duper. I mean, I'm at my 38s, but I'm over here looking like,
I
dude.
bought
So the
some.
word of the week, is betrayal. If you didn't know, I texted with that. The word of the week is betrayal. Who feels betrayed right now by this freaking stock market? I posted something this morning to him like, this is gonna be my new trade setup. Actually, just on my phone, plugged into the wall. That's about it. But anyways, guys, good morning. Good morning. Hopefully we can get this out of the way. It's the lunch hour, and we do this every Monday just because, I mean, usually the market takes a little bit of a breather right now, usually. And I think, to an extent it is anyways. But what we're going to attempt to do, boys and girls, by the way, like the post, like it on YouTube, retweet it, whatever you can. All the support is much appreciated. Um, we're gonna go over what happened, what's going on, right? Where's the seasonality, man? We're supposed to bottom, actually, like right now. If you didn't know, we're supposed to bottom, but here comes Mr. Trump with the dump. And what's true is that the markets fracking hate uncertainty. What time is Trump speaking? I don't know. Is Trump speaking? Wow. I don't know, man. Um, but yeah, it feels like he's speaking every day now. And he says that it's like the beginning of April. And Alex, we are very close. We are very close. I've been saying, like, if you're gonna take your shot, this is it, right? We are, in all honesty, we are teetering on the edge of a typical correction and a 25% plus bear market. That's what's true. And and that, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. But the worst is behind us, I believe. I hope. I really hope. But if this doesn't get fixed like ASAP, it's actually quite a ways down. I had some people asking over the weekend. I was like, "Hey, are you guys looking to buy any crypto?" And I'm like, no. Like I remember this the last time we had some kind of an alt season. People were like, "Oh, things are down like 50%." And I'm like, there's nothing good. There's nothing good to buy. If I could trade futures, I would short XRP to the ground right now. But I don't trade crypto futures, but there was a time that I can remember recently where short MSTR was like my biggest swing position. And I'm what's up, analyzer? I'm very close to making that my largest swing position. Swing is different than investment, just saying. Or at least a primary one. I'm not gonna lie. I already put some MSTZ on again. I've been tinkering around, but I'll just nibble at this. The shorts are tough. Like I still think you have to build into them if you're gonna do it. But every day now it feels like you're shorting in the hole, if that makes sense. Like shorting the hole because it gets so springy. And we do have catalysts coming up. So enough of my yapping, right? I'm just gonna get into a quick recap, and then Emp is gonna share the catalyst watch for the week. I don't know it's this week, but it might be next week. We have some bigger ones coming up. God, SPY is not stopping. This is not looking good. I'm sorry, guys. Here's the deal. So NFP came in Friday, right? We're going to mark this out. This is what's true. There was a ton of revisions again. I don't know what's going on with BLS or whatever, but like it's not good, right? It's not good right now. So I think Elon is kind of messaging, and Trump too, there's probably more pain to go before it gets better. I think that's probable. Anyways, private payrolls were expected to come in about 170K. We actually came in about 140K. The prior number was 143. That was revised to 110. Manufacturing payrolls expected to come in at 6, came in at 10. Prior was revised to 111. Government payrolls expected to come in negative 20, actually came in at 11. And the prior was revised from 44 down to 32. So, there's still some questions about does those government layoffs or is it layoffs? Sure, layoffs. We'll just use that word right now. Are they going to hit? No, not going to hit right now. And I think some of the concern is like with the government contracts kind of slowing down, does that actually affect private payrolls? And I think that's possible. Economic optimism. This one was brutal. So expected at 53, came in at a 5-month low, 49.8. And consumer sentiment, by the way, oh, that thing is just brutal, right? Consumer sentiment is at bear market levels. So this is it's just not fun, man. It's just not fun. But I think, if, like I said, if we are really legitimately teetering on the edge of a typical 10% correction or a 25 plus bear market, I mean, we're about halfway there. So if your stocks are down 30%, I don't know what to tell you. We're about halfway there. Canada, Mexico tariffs. Look, they were to take effect, and then oh, I don't think I did that, so that's not right. Let me pull this up again. Actually, shoot, I deleted my notes. I didn't update the typing there, but I'm gonna use this as potentially like our little segue. We can bring up so if you guys don't follow Lux Algo, it's Lux Algo on Twitter. They do a catalyst watch every Sunday. Is it Sunday? I believe it's Sunday night. And this, what is this? We do have CPI week. That's true.
This just loaded, by the way, just now, like literally.
So Twitter's been having some serious connection issues all day. Clearly, I'm having some connection issues today.
It's been a rough morning. Elon, I mean, Tesla's at the short sell restriction. This is a rough morning for Elon. But yeah, X has been up and down all day. I've been trying literally since before we went live to get this to load, and it just popped up. So I'm not going to do anything crazy here, but I'm going to go through this every Sunday.
That is the worst, dude. Oh god.
Lux does put this out every Sunday. Normally it does fantastic. Obviously today is not super fun, but I did get it pulled up here for us. This is a pretty good whoever made this. I don't know if this is BK or who on the team.
I think
this is pretty good.
He's dude, he's pretty good with these memes, man. I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to do this. There's a certain part in the market where like there's nothing really that I can, everybody wants to be bullish. Sometimes you're just not, and there's nothing I can really post except for a good old fashioned meme. But
what's that? Well, the one you've been doing is pretty great too. The little guy just riding the little tricycle thing through the crowd.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's a fantastic one. I would pull it up and show everyone, but obviously we're having some issues with
Yeah.
that. But we do have the schedule here. We had the New York Fed inflation expectations this morning. Japan, they put this on here just because there's a lot of eyes on the yen and what they're doing over there with JPY and all of that stuff. So Bank of Japan, BOJ, interesting. Earnings today. We do have Oracle. Oracle, baby Oracle. Earnings today.
I mean,
Nobody wants to get excited about earnings when the market's just dropping,
yeah,
I
I
guess.
don't know
It's
what to
tough.
say, dude.
It's
It's like,
tough.
okay.
It's a tough look. Tough sledding out there. But anyways, yeah, so we do have that. And then hold on. Freezing up. There we go. Okay. Tuesday, Jolt's job openings, not a whole lot. This whole Catalyst watch is going to be way tamer than what we've seen the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks or so. So
Yeah.
just Spy's making a new low. That's what caught my attention here.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
That's what I say. I saw it coming as we were doing this. I'm like, oh, it's going lower.
yeah. Anyways, so we are moving a little bit lower, but going into tomorrow, Jolts, that's about it, honestly. I mean, you've got a few tickers, DKS, KSS, I don't know. There's not a whole lot
Dude,
that I'm looking
Coles,
at
dude,
now.
how is that story even still? I don't know. It's
It's like Bed Bath and
$12
Beyond.
now. I
Like, what
mean,
are we
how is this
doing?
thing
Yeah,
even in business still? Didn't Amazon pull out of Coles? Pretty sure they did.
I think so. I think they dropped the investment
Yeah,
there.
that chart is not
Um,
looking. That looks like Walgreens, dude.
Hey, maybe it goes private soon. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that I think can save some of these things. Anyways, Wednesday we actually do have a spicy day. So we have CPI
Yes.
before the open on Wednesday. That is a big one. We do have, you see the 25% tariffs up there. So before I get ahead of myself, 25% tariffs on EU metals. So we have some rough timelines for some of this tariff stuff. Now that's like a malleable situation. And what that means is that it's just ever changing and forming. You never know what's going to come out of it. This, I think, needs to be on some people's radar here. Cloudflare Investor Day. So, cybersecurity type of stuff. I know Paper is very familiar with that sector. So maybe you get some headlines out of there. So if you are trading any names around that, just be aware. I think that's one of the things that I most pay attention to in these Catalyst Watch. Whenever there are like investor days or something going on, you usually want to keep your eye on it just because something some short-term hype or whatever may move your contracts around a little bit. So if you're in a swing trade either direction, just be aware of that. I thought I saw IBM somewhere in here too, but I'm not seeing it now. But yeah, so CPI paper, that's the big one.
Yeah,
Probably
CPI
the
is
big one for the week.
the
PPI will be
market.
big too, but CPI
Yeah,
is probably the big one for the
the
week.
market's favorite indicator, market or economic data point, right? So I think, I think this is why I think Lux got it right, right? It's like a CPI miss. I mean, hopefully it's not as bad, but we're I've heard this the word I haven't heard this word in probably a good year and a half, but stagflation.
The stag, oh no. I knew
Yeah,
you were going there. Don't do that.
keeps coming to mind. I mean, and because I'm looking at gold and I'm like, this should be a short. But and we could probably go through this. I'll pull this up later. But in a stagflationary environment, there's only one trade, and that's gold. So that might be why I wish, man, that might be why we're seeing gold be so resilient here. But anyways, hopefully that unwinds. Sorry to derail.
No, we're good. I honestly don't want to click this show more because I think Twitter's just going to crash me again. So we're going to go with what we can see on the screen. Just roll with it today. Thursday, we do have PPI, which is equally as important in some people's eyes. It does give another piece of the story that the Fed does look at very closely. Jason will probably hit on that here shortly as well. We also get the jobless claims. Who knows what's going on with jobless claims right now? We did just get NFP, and I'm sure we'll hear some more on that. DocuSign, Ulta. You talk about fall from grace. Ulta. Is it time to buy that one yet? I mean, makeup's not
Dude.
going anywhere.
Buffett
I don't
just
know.
sold it.
Yeah, and then you got to deal with that, right? You got to deal with that. Friday, Michigan consumer sentiment. For whatever reason, the market really pays attention to this, especially when the first round of this comes out on Friday.
Yep.
10 a.m. It's in the market, so the market's open when you get to react to this data. So it's not like data comes out, you see some quick hedging in pre-market, and then things happen after that, like we see with a lot of the other data reports. For whatever reason, this is from what I've seen, especially the futures trader. When the Michigan consumer sentiment data comes out, it's probably the most reactive data point we get during market hours, outside of like obviously a FOMC or something like that. But as far as a data point, this is probably the biggest one, and that's it. I mean, I can try to click this now that we've gone through the whole. Hey, whoa, it popped up. There we go. That's why I wanted to click on this one. Adobe
Adobe.
also has earnings. Who Another fall from grace type of name there. But interesting, yeah. But that's our Catalyst Watch. Shout out to the Lux Algo team. Check them out at Lux Algo. You see it right here on my screen. Here, I'll just hover over it. Make sure you give them a follow. They put out great content. The memes go for the memes and then stay for the good content. The memes are
And
fantastic,
stay for
but
the
the
data.
content,
Yeah.
yeah, stay for the data. So there you go. And Paper, I'll throw it back to you if you want to throw your screen back up and go through some of those things that are hitting.
All good. So if you guys haven't heard, so there's this guy, Tom Lee, out there who's been super bullish, trying to call the bottom, right? And the reason why, today was like what happened to seasonality is, and I put this chart out, I don't know, almost weekly, right? And this is the 4-year presidential cycle. So technically we are here. And this is like 100 years worth of data, mind you. So normally this is it, right? And I think, like I've been saying, if you're gonna take your shot, I feel like this is about the time to take your shot. But that said, like we could it's I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is rough, right? It is definitely rough. So but that's where that's coming from. We got to be cautious. I don't think that you have to. This is probably like the moment where it's like, I do have my levels and I don't mind buying here because I feel like things are cheap, relatively speaking. They're a lot cheaper than they were before. That's true. But the market the market does not like uncertainty. So this may persist, but I think we'll have to see, right? That's going to cut. Trump says April. Another 2 weeks, because it's March 10th. Another 3 weeks of this could it could do some damage. It really could. So you got to be really cautious. I know if you guys are the what do you call Palantirians, whatever, looking for 65s, probably in reality. But it is what it is. This is hopefully we get some generational opportunities, but man, it's what I wish it was easy. But guys, trading, investing, everybody's a pro in a bull market and it all looks so easy. But this is the reality right here, right now. It's actually not easy and it's never easy. So you're all becoming veterans as we speak. So congratulations, at least on that. But this is the earnings calendar for sure. Like we just went over. I lost my mouse. All right. So yeah, we do have Oracle, poor Asana. It's probably not good for Asana. My red wire is supposed to be today after the close. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I do have a little position. We'll see. I don't know what can happen right now. Kohl's, Dick's. We get some retail coming. I think we have retail numbers on Monday. Is that right? Retail numbers, I believe, come out Monday. So that we'll see how that goes with these guys. See if they can hold on to some bounces. I know I own Nike too. Is bouncing earlier. Let me see it. Not really holding on. They got earnings coming too.
It is Monday, by the way.
God, it's Monday, but like, you guys, it feels like freaking Friday. See my post last Friday? I'm like, this is what the market. Thank you. Finally, it's closed. That was very appropriate for my feelings and sentiment on Friday, but it is what it is. Oh man. Oh, I just wish they would rip the Band-Aid off. Hopefully this is the Band-Aid off. There's a saying that's like, wait till you see the white. Don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes. It kind of feels like it was really close to the whites of their eyes this morning. Really close. DocuSign, yeah, not a lot of big names anymore. This is all getting into the mid cap, small cap kind of arena in terms of earnings. But and I will get into the charts in a second. But you guys, there is a very important segment of the show that we're all waiting for, and hopefully this will tell us when the pain will stop. And that is Miss Cleo, and she has made a visit. So let's get to it. Here we go. All right. So here it is in all its glory, fam. That's all I can tell you. It's just very deceiving. I thought there was a time when I thought that I think it was the 7 of Swords cards was the worst until I saw this 10 of Swords.
What the?
Which I honestly can tell you, I don't think I've ever seen this card. But this is why the
10
word
of
of the week
Swords?
is betrayal. Yeah.
Oh no.
10 of Swords. I mean, if this isn't a bearish card, I don't know what is. I did not read her readings, but all I can tell you is I took one look at this and I saw two things. I saw the Ace of Cups, which I know this card. This card is actually bullish. This is like you're overflowing, right? The card is actually bullish. So that's her theme card. And it starts off with the 10. And guys, I don't even know what to say. Like, this clearly dude is dead. He's been stabbed with 10 swords and is laying on the ground. I think last week we were going to battle or something like that. And then we had the death card. Was it last week? What's up, Ava? We had the death card last week, I believe, which was like the new beginnings. But no, it was actually probably symbolizing today's death. And this is a legit death. So we go 10, 8 of Wands. So we're going down. We go 2 of Wands. I mean, and then this is the weird. Then we have the Empress and we have Queen of Cups. So what was CPI? Was Wednesday. So it makes a little bit of sense. We might be anticipating some CPI shenanigans on Wednesday, which hopefully maybe better than feared. Although I just have to, it just feels like betrayal right now, because even if it's better than feared, I feel like they'll revise it away, which is probably why the market's acting this way. And there goes hoodie sub 38. Okay. The Empress and then the Queen of Cups. So these are usually pretty decent cards, but yeah, I think maybe wait to the close, because this I don't even know what to say about that card. I mean, I honestly have not seen a more bearish card, and I think we've been doing these for like a year.
It's even got a black background like that.
Yeah, so it's bad.
It's the worst card I've ever seen.
Yeah, so this is what she actually wrote. So Ace of Cups is the theme card. Ace suggests we may find a pivot this week, or at least a move that breaks us out of the box we're in. Well, because the question is it the Bears Ace of Cups? Like, are the Bears overflowing with profits, or is it? I don't know. Cups bring flowing price action, but also summon emotions. Yeah, as panic or euphoria. I mean, it's a panic day, dude. It's a panic day. I've seen panic. It's positive as a daily card, but flat as a theme card. All right, theme card says flat. I know it's positive as a daily card, but apparently it's flat as a theme card. Okay, fine. So that's not much help. Thank you, Miss Cleo. No, you have not helped at all. Any sense of help we just got was she just totally took it away. So you can see the image that it shows a full cup overflowing into a body of water below. I think the hint is that prices will try to ascend but roll over easily. I'm just kind of speechless right now. So let's see what the daily card is.
How do you spend this? Any other? Oh, Final Death. That just stuck out of me.
Okay, so last week's card closed on a 5 and after a bit of a recovery rally after several days of hard selling. Card says we may finish that series. Dude, I want to go in and buy something, but I'm really scared to open this long-term thing. This is not good. This card may finish that series, but if we do, that's the last update for a while, which ideally would be sideways, right? Tesla guys, don't worry. Yeah, Tesla's going to 225, just what it is. Treat this like it's keyword final death. Final death. Finish him. I mean, just hopefully this is the band-aid.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Finish him.
Its purpose is to help build tops or bottoms. Usually it's bottoms. It doesn't mean that it's the last red day. Okay, I think that's fair of her to say, but it usually generates a reversal after the following day. Okay, so the gist is whichever direction we go, we can expect to fade it in a few days. Miss Cleo, maybe. We don't know. Doesn't mean that the pain is over. This can get a whole lot worse before we start to recover. So Tuesday, 8 of wands, 8 to 10 says we go back, and the fast moving wands on this card tell us that it will be quite chaotic in the process. So volatility is extremely high, guys. That means like we're gonna boom, 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 right? So like plan multiples. I expect a day trader's paradise. There you go. Mean reversion is likely. Futures trader's paradise. Options traders nightmare. Mean reversion is likely, but if Monday was choppy, which it is not, then it won't be much more than that on Tuesday. So it's not chop. So
well, we are very extended from a lot of things to the downside right now.
Well, we're gonna go
so
through
mean reversion could just take us back to
where we
the
opened.
downtrend, right?
Yeah, it really could.
Just to give some context.
Yeah, Meta's 550, Tesla's 225, sub 225 today. Our best here it is 231.
Jeez, it's down 12%.
It's going.
Oh my god.
This is like things can stay oversold and the markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay liquid. So believe that. And this is why if I have any RSI fans, take a look. This is why that's the worst freaking fracking indicator in the market, right? Because you probably saw it was oversold a week ago. No. Anyways, our best chance of a trend day is a trend day on Monday. Surprise. Otherwise, expect the feeling of a big move that keeps getting snuffed. Oh, that's brutal. Expect the feeling of a big move that keeps getting snuffed. Ouchies. Ouchie, Wawa. Wednesday, 2 of wands. 1082 is telling us that the 10 was indeed a serving point, or indeed serving as a pivot, and the middle of the week is moving backwards where it came from. Okay. Returning to the 2 means that it's time to try something new once more. As this is a planning card, it's unlikely, this is CPI day, it's unlikely to trend, but we can expect some impulsivity. We may even eventually reverse the direction of Tuesday's momentum direction of Tuesday momentum as the pivot slowly takes hold. If it gains momentum, then don't fade that. We could keep moving. In other words, I thought this was supposed to be a choppy kind of week with the cup theme, and expect to continue the midweek move, but try a slow turn. If the turn is successful, it can develop a trend, in which case switch to momentum trading. If we get a trend on Wednesday, but be patient for it, is what she's saying. I think that's fair. Thursday is the Empress. We're back to consult. So Empress is consolidation mode, which means slow grind and chop. Okay. So Thursday, base out, whatever happens. This could reveal a nice setup for Friday. Listen, dude, if the selling persists all the way to Thursday, Friday's just going to be short covering. That's all that's going to be. That's unfortunate. So don't tune out completely. The morning may reverse weakness that gets supported. I am not liking this. Miss Cleo.
Oh, it sounds like
send you?
tomorrow bounces and then CPI and PPI send it right back down.
She usually appears during times of emotional distress, so I'm expecting surges of weakness that can generate panic. This likely stems from Thursday's setup. I could see it coming out of a bull flag or bear flag, a break out or down that fails, also a bull flag, or something similar. In other words, we'll see
Bullshit.
the
Bullshit flag.
we'll see the big move coming, but it won't manifest until Friday. Yeah. Best case for bulls is usually a flat day. Ugh. God, this is just not exciting. Unless you're bearish. But even, let me ask you guys, who's a bear in the chat? And if you're a bear in the chat, are you just covering or are you getting more bearish? Because this is wild. Feels wild. So for the recap, Rivian is green. For the recap, final death on Monday leads to a midweek series culminating in a tough move on Friday. I'm just saying, I believe that this is going to be today, very likely an average week's range, probably within 24 hours of trading hours from Friday's close. I'm pretty positive that it's going to be, which means that we're going to be due for some consolidation for sure. And oh yeah, so Miguel's getting more bearish. I sold some puts, but even me, I'm like, I sold some pretty wild puts. I just sold some. We'll see, man. But that's it, guys. That's what we got. Thank you, Miss Cleo, for sending in your submissions. Unfortunately, I really don't know what to think of this Ace of Cups theme card, but this, you have nailed it once again. You know, it is what it is. So that's all. It's just like, let me pull my charts up here. Just 1 second, guys. I know I'm on the wrong screen. Okay. So every day I'm gonna start. Thanks, Ant, by the way. Appreciate you, big dog. And I like Tessie puts 200. Yeah, there's a big old sweep. So before I get into anything crazy, I'm gonna do a quick update on the index from a weekly perspective. Unfortunately, this was that last low that we really needed to hold. We did not. We have a full day trading below this level from a daily perspective, and I pull on my NFP levels right now. So this right here, Friday's low, 565.63. Unfortunately, that holds. Oh God, we're not even close. Really? This is an average week's range. So with volatility higher, we're not even close to an average week's range.
I looked at that too. I even looked
Why
at the
does this
ADR.
feel like it's so bad and it's really not even? Oh, because we're barely below Friday's low right now. Because we closed at the highs and we opened at the lows of Friday.
And we gapped down.
What I will tell you definitively is that this 565.63 is the pivot that Miss Cleo's talking about, or that I will talk about. That is definitively the pivot. Unfortunately, there's only one pit stop in between where we are. If we cannot get over 565, or call it 568, just to be a little bit safer. Unfortunately, an average reach range does take us to 540 on SPY, which is this is a considerable drop. So that's where I'm at. That's another 5% on the week at the index level. So that's a considerable drop. There's one pivot in between, and that's 550. But even then, I don't know that holds necessarily. And where we are. So if I take these NFP levels off for just a minute, I don't know what this was. I think this was like a CPI day, but we're coming into this area right here. This is a bit of an imbalance in the market, but we have two down there. So we have that one, and we have another one down here, 528s. These are downsides, guys. I love to be bullish all the time, but like the truth of the matter is there's not a lot bullish in these charts. These charts are very bearish at the moment. They're not broken by any means. These charts are crystal clear, but the fact of the matter is that the charts are crystal clear bearish at this point. So unless we can get over 556, call it 558, it's no good. And we talked about these SMAs, right? So our 20 and 50 day are very tight here. They're about to expand, but in a bearish direction. So these moves can get a lot. I'm not going to be like, I can't be like super bullish, but I don't want to be overly bearish either. But the momentum right now is telling me like, hey, look, it doesn't have to stop. And this is actually, honestly, this is what's really scaring me, is that from this move, from these last all-time highs, look at how thin the volume is. So this is a volume profile. Have you seen this yet, Emp?
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
watching it because I was hoping it would hold the shelf up like 570s, and it didn't. And now I've measured it out. We are at the average spot, so 562, where we bottom today, is the average move every time we cross through the 50-day. But the 10% move is going to take us 551-ish, I think. A
yeah,
lot of people look at that. So, but yeah, the structure gets really thin because we went straight up for a while.
we did.
So like maybe last summer, last March to April, if that area can try to catch us somewhere.
Yeah,
But outside of that, it's I'm when you get to the point like this paper where you're looking for something, you're having to search for bullish confluence, it gets
yeah.
rough.
So I just I don't want to be like crazy bearer of bad news, but in all reality, so this is what I'm talking about. We're at a pivot point right now. It is a bearish setup. Yeah, there's no question about this, right? But what I want to say is that the difference between a basic market pullback of 10% and a bear market correction is exactly this. So this is what a bear market correction would look like. I don't know where that leaves your stock specifically if you're like individual stock picker. But at the index level, it's sub 450. So just so you guys know, that's what that would look like. And we're not even close to it, but we're very close to saying that it's a foregone conclusion. So we have to be very, very, very cautious. And like I said, I don't know that I want to do any more dip buying at this point. It's kind of like, I did it. If we were gonna step into it, that was it. One shot. If it doesn't work out, all good. We've had an amazing market for a long time. I'm not calling the end of it, but hey, I can make a lot of money on the short side. So, but anyways, yes, Scott, I wish. So that's SPY, right? So that's where we are, 560, whatever it was, right? 566, we'll call it. And even if we do get back up there, and there's a lot of lines in here because it's very choppy, there's a lot of overhead supply at this point. So we're below the 200 day, right? I do expect maybe at some point we can retest that and maybe even potentially get over it. But the problem I have right now is that even if we do lock a higher low, so the second that we lock a daily higher low, we're probably going to bounce. And we're probably going to bounce slightly up through the 200 day, but that could be, again, I haven't had to use this term in a long time. It could be a dead cat bounce. So we got to just be really careful. Over 566, I think you're likely going to get that bounce. But there's a lot of damage in this chart. So just be very, 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 very cautious. Qs are not so different by any means at all. I'll just take a look really quick at the weekly. It's all the same structure. So this is a long-standing channel. This is a Lux Algo channel, but my channel here has been violated. And I again, it just got violated. Yeah, dude, none of this looks great. Like, none of this looks great. This is just, it's just sad. We were doing so good. Same thing. This setup is to accelerate. I have to update my NFP levels to get more. And again, this brings this down to probably the low 445s on Qs, on QQQ, to retest this kind of general area down in here. And that's the only volume shelf that would hold us. This guy is down quite a bit, no? Already 12%. But a bear market, again, is going to take you a lot lower into the sub 400s. If that's what we're looking at. So I don't know. First stop, though, for sure, 440s. And then we have to see. If we get a bounce, it's basically back to where we are. And then what do we need to know? I need to know if we're basically over Friday's lows. So here's the thing with NFP. Friday's range is crucial. We're not going higher unless we're over last Friday's high, period, end of story, on anything. If we're below last Friday's low, we're going lower, period, end of story, on pretty much anything. That's where it is. And if we're between Friday's trading range, so on Qs, it's 493 high and 480. That's a huge range, but that's what it is. If we're in between this range, then the markets should be sideways to neutral, and we're not going higher and we're not going lower. We're going to the side. So that's, the market's been going sideways for a long time. Markets typically run and then they rest and then they run and then they rest. Well, we ran and then we rested. And the truth is now that we're probably running, right? And so the run takes you down to those 440s. And that is the unfortunate truth of where we are. As much as I would love to tell you it's all bullish, it's just not. So a couple of things. So again, you still got to watch, right? So still got to watch the bonds. So TLT, so we're at a point too where like, it's going to be the dollar and gold. I think the bonds are probably going to go sideways for a bit. I don't think that they're going higher. Something from an economic data point really has to change. From a gold perspective, we have locked definitive lower high so far. I'm still short gold. This setup tells me that this is the top to short. So even if it's stagflationary, gold here at 1, I think it's full. 2, we had a big move last week, right? Like from this lows or from these highs down. We popped up right back into consolidation right in here, and have but spent the whole week basically battling with that zone, and today kind of failing it. So I want to see gold continue lower. This is a current short position for me, and I know that this is holding up because of these stagflationary concerns. I just think, last time, and were you around last time for the October lows in 2022?
In 23?
23.
Which
What
time?
happened?
Which lows?
Yeah.
I think both of those years we had a low around the same time.
Well, what happened was, they'll define recession as like 2 negative GDP quarters. And the truth is that we never really got those like back-to-back GDP quarters in October. What happened was that they revised to show that it was already 2 negative GDP quarters, which is just like what's happening right now. We get all these revisions, specifically like the Atlanta Fed. I think they were the culprit number 1 also. But that's exactly how that worked, right? So yeah, if I think if you're waiting for a GDP to print 2 negative quarters back to back, it probably won't happen. And by the time like the talking heads are calling bear market, it's probably close to the lows anyways. I don't know that they're there. Tom Lee is very bullish. I can't be. It's not a bullish market. If I was a risk manager and I wanted to go long, even though, like, look, I love Hood, don't get me wrong. It's a great company, an amazing company, but the market breakdown isn't going to save Hood just because it's a great company. Bitcoin is sub 70, right? So like, then this was kind of like my biggest thing. I wanted to give away that Bitcoin that Vlad gave me too, but I can't sell it. I'm locked out. I'm not able to sell it. I don't know. We lost a very
Do you
big
get to
level.
write off the loss on it?
Well, it's not really a loss because you don't pay for it.
I know.
Yeah, we lost this huge level. I've not been bullish on this for a while. It's been the alt market that's really concerning me. So right now, I'm just telling you, we are going to sub 70s, low 70s at a minimum on Bitcoin, and it's very possible to even breach these lows. So this is going to be the most resilient of the bunch, but this is back to my point. Like if you're like, XRP is down quite a bit or whatever from the highs. This hasn't even started. This hasn't even started. My views on this is that it's always been a Ponzi, because it has no real value, nor is it tied to the value of Ripple, the company, which I think is great, but the company Ripple, but XRP has nothing to do with them. This is coming down in a big way. It's like sub 50 cents. That you heard it. You heard it here first, folks. That's all I can tell you. But yes, it's down 40%. But this is about to fall off a cliff. It's not a good look, right? Even like I love Avalanche. I know what's going on. This is not a good look, right? We're going sub 10. Which is another 50% down from here. So yes, things can be, look, we're down 65% from these highs. It has, a lot of these can have another 50, 70% to go. And I'm not trying to be like, oh my God, the sky is falling. The problem is that and I'm not selling my crypto. I don't sell crypto because my issue there is that I know that this is happening, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to time the bottom either. So if I sell something, am I going to be fast enough to pick it up? Because honestly, the majority of my stuff I keep, so it's very hard for me to get to intentionally, because I don't know that I'm gonna remember to come back in and pick it all up, and two, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary anyways. This is a big consolidation that has failed. This is not looking good. This looks sub 15. That's below 200 week. This is dangerous. So no, there's nothing in crypto land that looks appetizing other than a short-sided trade, which I'll probably pick up more MSTZ today, which is short, 2x leverage short MSTR. Just going to do a quick check on the internals before I go any further. So this is SPY on the right-hand side of my screen. This is where we are. This is the net flows. So volume inflow, volume outflow. So upward volume minus down volume. Today we opened up pretty flat at the zero, but instantly saw the fade begin. And today's fade, these net outflows are not even that big right now. So it's interesting to see, it feels really bad, but it's not even that bad. I will say that the outflows have been getting slightly lower every time. So that's somewhat I guess somewhat constructive if you want to look at it that way. The chart though, and this is equal,
Boy,
right?
you
So
were
this
trying
is,
hard to find something positive.
I really want to. So this is the 7th, right? So this, or the whatever for furthest date. This is what happens. You have midday, boom, outflows come in hot, right? And then this day was kind of a reversal, pops up, but instantly sold off at the close right here, big outflows. This day was a day where it's like, I'm showing net inflows, but even as I zoom in here, just on this portion, oops. God, I'm not good at Thinkorswim charts. I think it was this day. I'm showing net outflows or net inflows this day, but the stocks are still kind of going down. We get a little bit of a pop, but this is our biggest inflow day, which ends up being a lackluster price action. But net, definitely 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the last 5 days, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, heavy outflows, 2 days of inflows. And even then it's like, not that great. And this is that last inflow day, which was Friday, and I think instantly kind of sold off. This is advanced decliners. Again, we're not at like negative 2,000, which is where we got on this day. So this day right here, whatever day this was, very low right here, very low. We get a little bit of a bounce, but it's not really sustained. So technically this should have, if we were in a full-blown bull market, which the market is still selling off right now, my God, this would have been a lot stronger of a bounce. And then ticks even up to this current moment in the market. So what I'm looking at here is the cumulative tick, right? So a cumulative, this is the 0 line. Pretty much all the ticks have been below 0 today. So it's not, I don't have any signal that's being like, oh, it's time to get long, right? Volume, nothing but flows out today. Advanced decliners, small pop, instantly faded, didn't even get to the 0 line. This can get worse before it gets better. There we are, almost 225 on Tesla. Told you. We can take a look at her. Tesla. So this is the weekly chart of Tesla. My last buy was here. I was like, I can step in a little bit right here. But this is downside that's 180. So no, I saw some comments. Is it 200? Look, a round dollar number is not going to save somebody like Tesla. It's just not, right? So if that was true, it would have at least had a little blip at 3. I mean, no, there was none. It just lost. It just lost it. And then it came back, retested it, and failed it. So I had 250 to 225 as my downside on Tesla. I switched more bearish when we lost this area right here on Tessie. And where my targets are going to come from is this earnings report here. That's 217, this volume shelf. I have a little confluence. But it's coming in so hot. It's coming in so hot, so heavy right now. I don't know why 200 would save it, quite frankly. If anything, it's this shelf in the 180s. So I'm not going to try. Wow, MSTR is just going. I think you have a little bit of a volume shelf, but if we lose this area, so we're really just moving through this valley. If we lose that, we do go 217 to 180. It's another $50 drop on Tessie. This is just sad. I'm just
the glass is not half full.
If your time horizon is right. So this feels like, look at MSTR just drilling. This feels like, you remember when, I don't know if you remember when Facebook was like $100.
Yeah.
And it was like, there was no love. This is the first, it's after everybody flips. The problem is where we are is like, okay, you're going to go from the market being like, okay, this is a potential basic, like drawdown. And then the market's going to shift and it's going to be like, no, it's a bear market. And that mental shift is going to, like, people don't trust Trump. They just don't, right? A lot of people don't trust him. I mean, I don't blame them because you just never know what you're going to get over there. But here we are. This is what's going on. J-Roy, PFE, so SMCI, dude, I don't know why you would want this stock. I just think it's dumb. Sorry. This is like snowflake to me. I think you got the move. You've way overstayed your welcome if you were long down here. You are a greedy pig. If you've stayed beyond hitting your 65, you doubled on your, almost tripled on your equity. You are greedy and you're getting exactly what you deserve right now. That's my opinion. And there you have it. But you know, swing low to swing high. This is not recovering. You have no. It's not recovering. This is going lower. It's going to fill the full thing, and it might go further. So you might see that low 20s again. There's nothing about this chart that tells me this is going to save it right here. I actually love this as a short, and I think I might take it short. All right, so that's SMCI, like legitimately, because you're going to have all of this. So you've lost the 50%. You've lost all of this here. That's gone. So anything that was going to save you in this little area right here is gone. It's gone. It's gone. And all of these people that did get long and were moving their stops up, you're about to get hunted. And if hunted means like stop hunt, this is going to be like really quick, sub 30. So beware, SMCI. Googs, look, I'm not a Google fan. I think this is egregious. I think this is irrational for sure, but it can go a lot lower. Right now on Google, I love you guys, by the way. It's not meant to be personal attack for any SMCI bulls, but it is what it is. But it is
tough love. It's tough love. It's needed.
It's tough love, dude. It's tough love. But here, so I think this is gonna get a little bit. But if the market turns, like I was saying, the difference between, and this is a good example, the difference between a basic pullback, which is already 20% on Google, and like a bear market turn down, is sub 150. So it's sub 150, and it's down to really this area, 130s. So something like this, yeah, you've probably gone through the brunt of it, but you're easily in the 130s here on Google. So yeah, I think, you know, it's like this across the board. This is so disappointing. I just feel like the market has betrayed so many of us, you guys. But we have to trade what's in front of us. And until I have something that's going to tell me otherwise, look, these charts they're not broken. They're crystal clear bearish. They're Tessie 225. Jesus. So I'm at my levels on a lot of things, but momentum is so hot.
Oh my God, they're just giving up.
Yeah.
The sword, they're just flying in right now.
This is the whites of their eyes, right? This is what happens.
Well, so we talked about this last week a little bit, Paper, and you mentioned this too. We didn't have the capitulation event yet. We had a pullback. We were headed toward the 200. This was the missing piece that we looked for.
This is capitulation. So, well, I think Miss Cleo's probably right. Today can get a lot worse between now and the end of the day. And we'll probably bounce, but like the bounce is, we've gone too far at this point. we've gone too far. The bounce is going to be a dead cat bounce. It's just what it is, which will be, I think, a lot of people's exit liquidity. So you can try and trade around a core. But this is not, I got to be real. Like, this is not fun. It's not looking good. It is what it is. You know, if you're struggling trying to trade short on certain things, I welcome you to short MSTR.
Go push Alt-I on your keyboard.
My favorite short of all time.
Or Command-I. Turn your chart upside down.
I'm really not sure why this would be saved at $200. Or any of this here, $100. I'm not really sure why. So, there you have it. It's just a sad day, man. We are firmly below that 566. We attempted to get over it earlier. Listen, the only thing that's gonna get that's gonna be bullish here is not even your Pfizer. So like, this is okay. I'm gonna explain something. So there's a difference between a regular pullback and a bear market setup. And a regular pullback, we see rotation into safety trades, safety stocks, right? That's your staples, XLP, maybe things like Pfizer, probably things like oil, Oxy. We can look at XLP, which this is the chart of the staples. If this turns around and the market doesn't, that is a visual representation of people fleeing to cash, which cash has been deployed certainly recently. This is UUP. This is the Invesco US dollar index. This is not the dollar itself. This is the dollar compared to like the pound and like 6 or 7 other currencies. I think the dollar can bounce here, but I don't know that that's a good thing for the markets. Because if the dollar bounces heavily and we don't see things like staples continuing to go higher, we can always look at our good old staple. If you want a staple, this is Altria, Mo, smoking hot chart, actually, right? This is your staple of staples. This is like cigarettes, not Philip Morris, but I think this is the Marble Man. This is the Marble Man. So if this starts to turn or stops going up and the market's still not bouncing, that's no good. That's a flight to cash, which is indicative of not going up. TLT, I think we talked about it. I don't think this is going higher. I think you hit your upside targets at like 93, something like that here.
All I heard was we're long Copenhagen. Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know that is like really it, right? We talked about this last week. We're like Tesla or Apple. Talked about Apple as like being simply the last
safety play,
simply the last general to fall. And where would that fall be? 225s. We are there. This was literally just last week when we were trading at near 250. So we are there. But again, just because I'm at my level, it doesn't mean that last general to fall doesn't mean that it's time to get long, because what I need to see is I need to see some bullish flow and structure come in, and the velocity into these levels is pretty wild. So usually when VIX is this high, when volatility is this like outrageous, you're going to blow past your levels in general, right? And you're going to get to your level and you're going to blow past it, right? So 38 was my level on Hood. So I saw the request. 38 was my level. What I did is I sold some like 45-day puts at 38. And then I sold some 35 like weekly puts just as like some cash grabs that maybe I kind of looked at it like as a potential cash grab. as a probable cash grab that might get assigned. So I sold $35 puts for this Friday. Actually ended up being just over $1. I sold 38 puts for the end of April, not the monthlies, the weeklies, for like $4 something, which would have put my cost down into the 34s. But you know, our bear den is calling for 20s, 25s on Robinhood. If this level doesn't hold,
I bought some equity today paper. Am I cooked?
we're about to find out. Is where we are. Right. We're about to find out.
It's DCA though. It's DCA.
Yeah, it's sub 25s. If this doesn't hold, it is sub 25s. That's what reality brings. So if this area doesn't hold, I think we chop around it. But if that bear market turns into a legit bear market, that's where we're looking. So just know that's the risk. So it's risky, dude. It's risky. It's not easy. Meta, I think 550s is definitively in the cards. You could potentially be into fives, and we have a big, I say 550. So we're here. We have a massive kind of like valley below the 200-day, which takes you. People don't like it when I'm bearish. I don't think. I don't like it being bearish, but there's nothing bullish right now. Like this is like potentially, you know, trying to pick up a falling knife. I'm short IBM. I'm short this bad boy. That's all I can tell you. I don't know why this stock is so high right now. I am short IBM. I am not sent it because it has not worked. It is definitively my worst performing ticker of all time. I've never understood this stock. I could not tell you why it's at new 52-week highs in this environment. And I have a personal vendetta. So you don't follow me because this is a really bad trade. And I lose all the time on this because I'm like, what is this? What's it called when you like start to see what you want to see on the technicals? What's that called? There's a word. I forgot. Frankie's bought some Robin. I wish, man. You know, yeah, I know IBM. So, yeah, it was funny. IBM, HPE, Intel, and everybody that matters not.
That's what it was.
For
that's what it was.
For AI. Like, why are those the guys that are meeting with Trump today? So ridiculous.
Oh, the old dead dinosaurs. Bring them back.
Yeah. Not it's not self-fulfilling. It's like you can make, if you finagle with your technicals too much, you know, it's you see what you want to see. I forgot what the word is for that. You see what you want to see. Yeah, biased for sure. We'll take a look at NVIDIA. So last week we went through NVIDIA and we said that it turned into a pretty bearish chart last week. So what's true here also is that NVIDIA still has the GTC conference on the 17th, which is next Monday. And so while NVIDIA looks brutalized, that's, first of all, that's because it has been brutalized. Cognitive dissonance, yeah, I think that might be it. Frankie, we're not doing leverage yet. We're on equity. If you want to take anything leverage long, maybe NVIDIA, because it has a catalyst. So NVIDIA has a GTC event. I don't know. I have no idea if this is sell the news event or not. This is like the one thing where I'm like, okay, there is a catalyst. I could see a bounce for a dead cat, because that's what it will be, right? So it's possible. It's possible. David, I mean, confirmation bias. That fun face. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just going to jump in
bias
and say that.
That's exactly right.
So it's when you only see what you want to see to help you.
Only see what you want to see, right? So challenge your own confirmation bias, especially if you want to be uber mega bull, right? You have to challenge your own confirmation bias. And if you want to be uber mega bear, right? Confirmation bias. Frankie, okay, you don't even get to, you're booted from the chat, Frankie. That doesn't even count. Get me out of here. 100 shares. That doesn't even count. As a micro starter. So here's where we are. Like, I think, you know, there's a catalyst. Can this go down? We had 97s, sub 97s as the target, right? Down in here. It's possible that this bad boy gets here by Friday. That's the thing. And then starts a bit of a bounce. So it's sub 100 on NVIDIA. NVDL is like 36s, which is usually the buy. Usually been the buy. 36s on NVDL. That's the leverage. Which and then it only takes you up like a handful of dollars. 36s here. Oh, it's 36, and then it's gotten to like 85 a couple of times. It made this round trip a handful of times. 40s to 60. So, but where would a dead cat bounce take you? It kind of takes you back to the 200-day, right around 127. I would probably undercut that at 123 for that $3 trillion mark, which we all know is crucial. So that's where I think a dead cat bounce could take it. So that said, you know, if this is the trajectory, that's a dead cat bounce. But even this bounce, that's a big bounce. So we'll see, right? I don't mind NVIDIA if it gets a little bit lower, or even like nibble here. Nibble here as close to 100 as you can, like right in here. And then if I get to somewhere down in here, sub 100, a little bit bigger bites. But yeah, in the meantime, all I really care about is IBM falling, because I don't think it has any business being up here. Isn't it? Yeah, no, that's exactly right. So, but he's exactly right. I think it is a dead cat bounce, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to be bearish for a while, that's fine. But the dead cat bounces can be violent from here. It can be very violent from here, and misleading, very misleading. So everything needs to be taken with a grain of salt. Robinhood can bounce all the way up from $37 where it is right now to $47, and it can still be a dead cat bounce. So I think that's kind of like what I'm looking at right now for a lot of things to exit stage left. And unfortunately, I feel like that's what a lot of other people are. All the three. Exactly. Well, no, I mean, yeah. So it could be about, so 123 is here, and it could get rejected very quickly. So this is what we're talking about. Like, even if you go from here to here, this is volatility visualized. Yeah. I think save the money, dude. Save the money. Don't do the dip buys yet. Do not do the dip buys yet. You're running into the freight train. AMD is going sub 90. That's where we're at. I think we did Hood. We did Hood, Meta. Did I do in Meta? I think I did Meta. Yeah, we did Meta. Just did NVIDIA. What would my zero? Yeah, I think we're good. Hood hit the 52. So this is potential confirmation bias, right? So this is potentially confirmation bias. Yeah, I see it as a big 50% kind of retracement. It's at the level, but I want to be realistic. The confirmation bias, because I really want it to be. It might not be. My fibs are all messed up here. Whenever I do like a large, fibs based on logs, that's why. No, it's not 50%. Honestly, 50% on hood from the swing low to swing high. I mean, there's my confluence. I'm quiet because I'm very sad because it's true.
It's also the IPO price. That was kind of the flip point we looked for a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So I don't, like I said, I don't mind taking this shot, right? IPO price here is 33. So if we lose 33, I think we go to 20s. That's what I could say on Robinhood. If we lose 33, we're seeing low 20s. So I love you guys and I love Hood at the same time. But I want to be very considerate of what's real and what's true, because this is but again, you know, they don't make it easy at all. Oh, that's gross. I don't know why I did that. Okay, that's got to go. That's a stupid line. That was a stupid line. But yeah, so like we are, even if I just connect these two, oh yeah, we're below that. Again, why I was like, I want to take my shots here, but the second we lost 45, it was not pretty. The second that we lost 45 was not going to be pretty, and 38s were going to come. And this is like, do you decide to turn a trade into an investment? I mean, I like it. I love Hood. It is definitively my biggest position, but I'm very realistic here. I know what's real. So at a certain point, I have to rip the Band-Aid off, which isn't going to be fun. But hey, I'll have something to offset some gains for later on. That's true. If you want to manufacture some losses, this is it. Yeah, yeah, this is happening. Brother, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, this has been happening all day. This is what we're talking about. And it's my fault because I sold X their some of their security stuff. Actually. So we're not buying at 30 dip. I mean, I think so for Hood, like I said, I love Hood. I love it as a company. If they could pay me enough, I would work there. That's also true. But I think that you can manufacture a win on Robinhood. I'll just tell you what I did. So on Robinhood, so I sold $35 puts for Friday, and I collected like $1. And then I also sold April 25th, 38 puts. Those are going for $475 right now. So if I sell those, okay, that puts me at that 34 level, which is where my turning point is going to be. IBM needs to get it. You deserve to go down. This thing. Take her down for me, Emp. I'm shorting this. Confirmation bias right now.
They're gonna put AI on all these floppy disks that they use on IBM. Don't they still use the floppy?
No, IBM's a big company. There's a huge service arm. Huge. They have a huge service arm. They're not small. They don't sell a lot of new products. The market thinks it's AI. I they try. They're not a bad company, but their customers are old customers.
Well, that's the thing. Who's buying IBM products?
Yeah, like Nokia, Edison Electric,
Like specialized stuff or like
yeah,
big
no, but those from experience,
factory
those are
stuff
their
or
real
what?
customers, right? So like
Yeah,
they're very old customers,
enterprise.
and yeah, tell Amit, yeah, Amit. Well, I bet you guys Amit would take that job in a heartbeat. Also, can we do Broadcom? Can you Broadcom? So by the way, this is going to be important, and then I'll close it with these last two. In this moment, I'm thinking about doing certain things that might throw some retail traders off. And I've heard this a lot of times where I've heard people talk about in the money call flow, in the money call option flow. If you see that, that is not bullish. It's not bullish, right? And so, as an example, I might swap out some Robinhood stock for some 2025 leaps, $25 leaps. And that would de-risk my net exposure on Robinhood. And it's not a bullish move for me. But if you guys see some kind of deep in the money call option flow, that's called a stock replacement, right? Don't be fooled by your gurus on Twitter saying that it's bullish. It's not. I want to be very crystal clear because my gut is that you're going to see a lot of that, right? So it's not bullish. It's in fact bearish to neutral. And it would be someone like me like spinning off a bunch of equity in replace for some deep in the money leaps to lower my net risk exposure. All right. Broadcom. Yeah, teetering on the fence here. Not going to take it. No, not until the market's bearish right now. I don't like this. This has given up nearly all of those earnings gains. 16%. I talked to him about this. Like, market wouldn't be up 16%. It almost took the whole thing back that very next day. Where's Banana Man, who was like yapping about like, oh, I'm gonna save them? Sorry, I just called somebody out. I didn't mean to. But this is why you don't listen to people that are celebrating their wins in the post market when the freaking thing's not even open yet, right? That's going down. Yeah, been in Hood since 8, right? But the thing is, for me, is that I actually bought too high. I started buying this dip a long time ago, and I don't like want to not be in it, but I do want to hedge, right? I'm gonna have to hedge at a certain point. Sorry, dude. I stay out of it. So Arista, same thing. I love the stock. I love it. But here we are. This is my level. We lost this, and it was like, not gonna put any more to work. This is it. I think that this is like, okay, you don't need to sell. I don't think so, but like, it's up to you, right? Like, the thing is, will you be able to buy it back? Because I don't usually go and talk about companies that I like that I don't think are really good companies. But this is a high flyer. So I don't know where it would necessarily be, but it could be in the 40s if this market really turns on them. This is wild. So it has to be like right here, near term. It could be 67. Sorry, there it is. It could be 67. This looks like most of it's gone. We'll grab this little session gap, 65. That'll be the next time I buy anything. If I see 65s on Arista, that would be it. Because but that 30 shelf is not. That's like 3 years back. Are we gonna erase 3 years of gains? I don't know. I don't know, man. This is just getting worse by the minute, you guys. I mean, it really is. I'm not seeing anything. Look at this. Literally worse by the minute.
Just
another check on internals. This is what I'm saying. So these internals will save you, right? All day.
Well, remember what they looked like? You called this out. Remember what it looked like when we were making new all-time highs? What, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. And then we were not seeing that. Like, actually, we were seeing net outflows.
Yeah, money was coming out of the market, but price was still going up. About to get a 4% down day on Qs.
It's too early. It's too early to buy the dip. I know it feels crazy, right? But it's too early to buy the dip. Uber, I feel like I haven't even looked at this chart, but I feel like we can say that it's going back to 60s. Yeah, this has got a ways to fall. I think you can short this bad boy.
Oh no.
He's in the box.
All the things I'm long.
Well, I think you can short it. Yeah, it's not a long. It's at the center point, right? But you're going lower right now. You are definitively going to go lower. I have no question here. Actually, this one's probably got pretty like mediocre volatility where it might not be overpriced. A lot of these things I'm like, I don't want to go out and buy puts because they're so overpriced already because a lot of move has happened. Uber probably not so much because you've been sideways here for a pretty long time. 13 days, and you're about to get out of the box in a second, a couple minutes here. You're going to fall. I'll take that short today. All right. I hope you didn't want me to say long. Yeah, I'm not sure. On IBM, I don't know. Could it be a circuit breaker day? No, I don't think so. PayPal, circuit breaker at this point, I think needs to see 7%. But the thing is that we're not. It feels so bad because if you know why it feels so bad, only because we closed at the highs yesterday. Right?
Yeah, Friday had a short cover rally.
We had a short cover
rally
at
the highs,
which we very well could have this Friday. But in reality, from the low of Friday to where we are now, it's 0.94%. That's it, right? But from the highs of Friday, yeah, it's 3%. QQQ, probably not much better. Actually, it's worse. From the highs of yesterday, from the lows of Friday to where we are now at the lows, it's down 1.6%. So it's mostly just because we closed down 4% from the highs, which we closed on. But again, like so many things yesterday, and this is volatility, right? So from the high to the low, look at 2.3% intraday. From here to here, 2.5% intraday, right? Like that's crazy. Meta, same thing, right? From the highs, look at this, 5% on Meta intraday up here to up 4%, down 5.5%, up 4.5%. Intraday, NVDA, this is volatility, right? Intraday, down $3 trillion stock almost, right? Down 5% in the first half, up 5% in the back half. That's crazy. Amazon, same thing, right? Down 4.8%, up 4%. That's wild, right? Amazon's not even really down from Friday's lows yet. So like, nope, way too early. What do we know? Like at this point, if you're over it, cool. But again, it's Fridays. If things are over Friday's lows, they've stopped going down. But if they're slightly below Friday's lows, they're going further down. So this, like Amazon, is a perfect example. I think 188 was my number. I think you get there in the next 24 hours. So whether or not, hey, look, if you're long and you're long here, it's like, do you sell and get back in, What if the lows happen overnight? And by the time the morning comes around, it's long gone. Those are the things you got to worry about. So it's tough. It's tough. All right, guys. Empus hung out this entire time. I appreciate you, my dude.
Spaces is dead right now, so
Spaces is dead. Am I selling?
Elon did come out and say that there was a massive cyber attack.
Yeah. No, I can't sell my biddy. You talking about the biddy that Vlad gave me? I can't sell it. I'm not able to sell it. I don't know why it's locked up. If I could sell it, I would give it to you guys, but I cannot. Yeah, it feels like 2022. It does, but yeah.
It does, but there's so many different factors.
What's true though is that this is very trendy, and you'll be able to tell. Like it's very trendy. Yeah. Kava. I haven't looked at Kava. Oh, this is bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's brutal.
Jeez.
That Kava chart is ouch. That sounds like 50% in a month.
Those high flyers are the ones that get punished.
Can we short arm yet? Oh, yeah.
Look at PLTR.
Well, we know PLTR is going sub 65. We already know that. It's fine. It's fine.
Ooh, arm.
Yeah. Reddit, $100. Oof. Dude, wasn't Reddit like 240 just the other day?
230. Yeah. Look at the last three, like just gap down.
This is insane.
The dripping faucet.
Have you seen some of the damage out there? I have not realized.
Oh, it's rough. No. There's a lot of. Guess what is green today, paper?
IBM.
Try again.
It's not Walmart. Look at that.
No.
Wow, that's like one of the roughest.
No, we went over that in class. Ever. Yeah, we went over that in class. It was going to take off once it broke through that area. Look at the old energy drink guy.
Celsius. No, that's a short, dude. You know that's a short. Look at that. You know that's a short. That's what a short looks like. You guys know what a short looks like. That's what it looks like. It's a short. Not going higher.
And then safety. So one of your safety names, remember what's the NE that I've asked you about multiple times?
Well, I don't know how safe this is anymore. Oh God. Look, I mean, that's not a bad chart. That does not look bad.
Yeah, your energy names they're flooding into some of those right now.
XLU. So, okay, so if utilities and staples hold up, I don't know that staples hold. Somebody wanted to look at Coke the other day. I don't see, like, this is not convincing.
I think Coke made it almost made a new high today.
It did. But it's honestly not convincing. That looks like a look above and fail. Right?
Yeah, or it's just a short term. When bulls are looking for something, they're piling into whatever's actually moving.
Is this confirmation bias because I wanted to go down because I want my hoodie to go up? It's still going. My hoodie's still going down. Oh, I should have kept those 220 puts on MSTR for my day trade. I knew it. Wow.
16%.
Wow.
And you know the thing is, like on crypto, like the Bitcoin chart, like we're still at the halfback spot. We haven't even like back tested the high we broke out from, not once. We're not. I mean, we still have a ways to go to back test. Low 70s.
Oh, really, income that's not going to get saved. Even my MVR is uploaded. That's not going to get saved. Rivian.
Did you see the red?
No, Rivian's going. Rivian guys is going under 10. He's going under 10. It's not a long.
Do you see Redfin?
No.
They're getting bought by Rocket.
Mortgage?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's a huge win.
Yeah. Frank was just buying it too.
He was.
And I'm a day late, $1 short.
Yep. Exit stage left. So that's done. This trade is done. I hope the bleeding is over for the week. Not for MSTR. That thing's going down. That thing's going down.
What would your thoughts be on like an ERJ, something that's just completely disconnected from
Embraer?
our market? Yeah.
I mean, it's not even.
I mean, it's nothing to do right here because it's recently ran, but names like that, that's just the example. So what are your thoughts on names that are like ex-US, whatever,
Yeah, so
other places to hide?
it's ex-US stuff, right? Like that's more, you have to watch that, right? So like K-Web, let's see.
Well, I don't
K-Web
think you
not
want to
doing
look at
so
China.
hot. Told you China not doing so hot.
This morning I went to your watch list because I was like, surely I can find something green. So I went to your list of 400 something tickers, and I was like, oh, here's a China name up here at the top, Yang. Never mind.
Yang. Ooh, might be time to get me some Yang. Probably not. But unless who wants to look at PDD. No, it's a short, man. This is not enough. This kind of setup is like, if we were in a bull market, which we're not, there are really like 3 types of markets, right? Bull market, bear market, and a flat market. You might be able to say, oh, buy at support. I'm just not convinced here. Plus, they have earnings, dude. Like Wednesday. I don't care.
Oh God, somebody put SOFI in the chat, and I just looked at that.
Is it sub 11 yet?
Basically. No.
Yeah, SOFI's all the way back. This is not a pretty scene. So 1050 SOFI. 1050 SOFI is what it is. Hoodie. All right, guys. Better call it. Plunge protection team is calling. We might be able to see him later this week, but I'm really not sure.
Hello, margin desk.
Yeah. Plunge protection team is out of office today. Hopefully they're back in tomorrow. But I appreciate all you guys. Emp, much love to you, sir. And guys, hopefully, hopefully you learned a little bit something. Hopefully this is close to the end for the week, but just be careful out there. Trade safe. Don't go crazy. Love y'all. And remember, we just have to survive another day. So don't do anything crazy. Survive another day. See you later.